can't go out and play golf, for 8, 9 hours and leave us home with the
Eight, nine
baby.
hours, that's a lot.
Babe,
Four
you
or
would leave.
five. Four or
No,
five. A
you would
round
leave
of
at
golf
6 in the morning
takes.
and not coming home till like 3, 4 in the afternoon. That's a lot of time with a
That
newborn.
sounds suspect as hell. That
Exactly.
don't even sound like
Okay,
golf.
exactly. So maybe you weren't golfing.
No,
I know it was a long
I was
time.
definitely golfing.
So, you know. So just grab a hold of my hand and do it till the morning light.
After I do. Ladies and gentlemen, just like you were expecting, we are back once again, live and in color, with another exciting episode of
After I Deal
The What?
Podcast.
All right. So, in this episode, I think the Chocolate Girl wants to jump into a conversation about living as we have transferred from the East Coast to the West Coast. When you transplant, you have to learn how to adjust to different lifestyles. There's a number of different things that come into play. I think ultimately all of us want to find a home base because in having a home base, we have security. We have things that become routine, that become familiar to us, and in that familiarity almost tripped me up. Boy. My lips was like, whoa, Playboy, you might want to warm up first.
Right.
But in that familiarity is more security. When we know where we're going, when we know how to get there, we can relax. When we know the school.
And you leave in your comfort zone, So for us, I can only speak for me, having to make such a huge transition, a huge move cross country was a little bit unnerving. Anxiety set in, the fear of the unknown. And I can tell you it has been an interesting transition. It's really been interesting because we moved out here with a handful of friends. Royale was already here before I got here. So I moved out here with zero friends. No one.
I had some friends.
So I bet you did.
I did.
We're not going to talk about her or them.
No,
or
the she's. Friend. No,
okay.
Just not. I said friends. Not
yeah, but you were being funny. So I had zero friends, new baby, and a dog and a teenager. So it was a lot. Really scared, really frightened.
What were you frightened? What was you scared of?
Yeah, of being lonely. Like, I have my support group home. Need to run to the store? Got somebody. You need to come over? Let's hang out. Out here, I had nobody. I didn't know my way around.
You knew me. I was your friend.
Yeah, but you were playing golf. Like, you had your life. I moved here. So you already were set up. You have all your comic friends. You have, just friends in general. I'm not even going to break it down into groups. You had friends.
Yeah,
and your life didn't change really when I moved, other than me moving in. So your golf schedule stayed the same. And a lot of things had to stop because you can't go out and play golf, for 8, 9 hours and leave us home. With
8, 9 hours, that's a lot.
Babe,
Four or five. A round of golf.
6 in the morning and not coming home till like 3, 4 in the afternoon. That's a lot of time with a newborn.
That sounds suspect as hell.
Exactly.
That don't even sound like
golf.
Okay,
exactly. So maybe you weren't golfing.
No,
I know it was a long time.
I was definitely golfing.
So, just in the culture shock for me. I came from the East Coast. I'm used to one thing, mass trans. So whatever they call here mass transportation is whack. It's not the same. You're not getting where you need to go fast.
You got buses here. You could get on the bus
forever.
and get wherever you.
Here to
I got on the
Hills.
Bus here before.
Just it takes forever.
I got off the bus, but I did get on.
Yeah, no. Coupled with the traffic and I don't want to take a bus. I want to take a train. Their trains are very specific. They run from here to downtown. Not everywhere. Like, you used to go underground and you could go from one borough to another borough and back. Like, it was just an adjustment. When I say an adjustment, I could not get around the way I wanted to get around.
But we had a car.
Yeah, but I don't, even in New York, I had a car. Sometimes you don't want to take a car. I want mass trans. That's what we're talking about. Mass transportation sucks in California. Period. It really does. If you don't have a car, you could depend on the bus, but you're leaving 2 to 3 hours ahead of time because that bus takes a long time.
Okay, let me ask you this. What was the weather like today?
The weather was maybe about 60.
The weather was amazing today.
Yeah, but see, that's
and
not
so
enough
you make
for
the
me.
trade-off.
Not for me. That's for you. You love the weather. I'm okay. I love my 4 seasons. You can't. I'm not giving up my 4 seasons.
So you go with the snow. If it was snowing and you couldn't get around,
yeah, that was
your
part
car
of it.
Getting stuck in the snow.
It's part of the
You're
experience.
good with all of that.
I'm saying it's part of the experience. It's something that I grew up with. When you grow up that way, that's just how it is. You have to go through winter to get through.
But it doesn't have
spring.
to be the way it is. You can make a change. You can change your area code, your zip code.
It's a lot to have to give up, just so I can have good weather. So I have 3 months of not even horrific, just unpredictable. It could snow, it could sleet, it could rain, versus always hot. Always hot is not good either.
It's not always hot here.
Well, it's been for
We'll have a rainy season.
No, we haven't had a rainy season in like 2 years. This is the first time in 2 years. That's why we have a drought. We are in drought warning because we haven't had a rainy season in the last 4 years. It has not rained. It usually rains January till about March in LA. When I first moved here, that was the winter. That was the rainy season. But with climate change, in my opinion,
everybody's experiencing climate change though. So that's just not specific to California.
I'm talking about where I am, and that's in California, and there was a drought, and we had to watch when we watered our lawn and it was dry, and then we have fires, and it's just a barrage of different things. This weather is not enough. What I'm saying for me, this weather is not enough to make me stay here.
Okay.
I'm not that excited.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately what
I'm not excited.
I'm asking you, you're not excited to be
here? No, I'm not excited.
So then what do you want to do? So then this goes to the whole idea of we don't have to be here.
Correct.
You don't.
But we just got to that point, meaning the kids, we didn't want to uproot them out of school and blah, blah, blah. So now they're both in college. We are free to move around the world.
Are you happy that they got the experience growing up here that they got?
It's a catch-22. Sometimes I say yes and sometimes I say no. Too coddled here. You got to take them everywhere. You got to do everything. You got to, be with them.
Maybe that should have been the question. What do you see as being the value that they got out of growing up here? As both of them are now gone off to college, we're basically empty nesters. So 18 and 20 years old, we don't have babies anymore. They're both off to college and Joey's grown.
Right.
What do you see looking back over the last 20 years as being the value that they got out of growing up here in Los Angeles versus the East Coast?
Let's
just start with here first.
The value.
Yeah, the value side of this.
I really don't know, other than good weather.
Well, first of all, they both had amazing school experiences.
They could have had that on the East Coast.
Both of them are bilingual.
Again, they would have been around Puerto Rican people. No offense. They could have learned that.
Why would that be offensive if they could have been around Puerto Rican people?
Okay. They could have had that on the East Coast. There's nothing. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, you're answering the questions.
No, you're saying the points, and I'm just saying there's nothing very specific that I can point to that they are lucky that they were brought up in California. Nothing. I think, in my opinion, education is way better on the East Coast. There's way more school selections on the East Coast. The culture on the East Coast would have been extremely more exciting for them. And what else? And they would have been around family. So what we gave up.
Oh, so that's what I was going to ask you. What do you think they missed by not growing up on the East Coast? If you would have get to the
more experiences.
What experiences?
More able to do more because of mass transportation. There's more to do, and it's readily available. Not saying this. The culture here is so far removed. It's so far. You got to drive. I think we would have done more on the East Coast because you can get to places quicker, if that makes sense. There's not a lot. You don't have to drive, so you can go underground. Like I said, you can go to museums, you can go to the beach, you can go you can ski. I just think there's way more to do on the East Coast, and I think they would have had different sensibilities. I think their sensibilities out here is like, I tell people, if you ever watch Finding Nemo, the turtles, like, what's up, dude? Like, everybody here so laid back. What's
laid
up,
back. There's
dude?
a very relaxed lifestyle.
Yeah, but I mean, when you go to the East Coast, it teaches you a sense of readiness.
Sense of readiness.
Yes,
you mean that straight aggressiveness?
No, not aggressive. Just how to maneuver around and get to where you need to get to, and fearlessness. Like, you have to, if you got across.
You don't think they're fearless?
No, I think they're very hand grown. Meaning, homegrown. Excuse me. I just think that they're so comfortable. They're so laid
But
back.
Don't you want comfortable children? Don't you want our young men to be comfortable? Do you think they're confident?
I think they're confident.
What qualities do you feel like they missed out on because they did not grow up on the East Coast? What are they missing right now?
Taking care of themselves. Hold on.
Because there is, to me, as I listen to you, it sounds like you feel like they are not missed out on something. It feels like you're suggesting that they are missing something because they didn't grow up on the East Coast.
Yeah, they are missing the whole. There's a culture. There's a way you move out there. And
No. But I'm saying they live here now. They didn't grow up there. I'm asking you, what do you feel like right now Royce and Ross are missing?
I've said it. The sensibility of taking care of themselves, being able to navigate the world, being able to go out there fearlessly and know, I'm jumping on a train, I'm going here, I'm going there. If you tell these two to go take a bus to the west side, figure it out, they're not going. It would be very, very interesting. When they're in New York, they have a whole sense of, let's get my backpack. They got their phones. They know more than me because I've taught them.
Who?
Royce and Ross. They know how to navigate and get. But
now you're contradicting yourself. You're suggesting that they don't have that quality.
They don't do it here.
They don't. Just because they don't do it here doesn't mean they don't have the quality. So you're saying they do have it. They have the ability to do it.
They just
don't exercise it out here.
Right. Okay, I'll give you that, but it's still a different.
But I'm asking you a different question, though. I'm asking you. You're saying you just now said that they have the quality of being able to maneuver this, that, and the other.
I had to teach them.
No, but
no.
I'm not asking you whether you taught them or not.
Right.
That's not the question. I'm asking you, because they didn't grow up on the East Coast,
right,
what quality are they missing, period?
The sense of how to watch your back, how to navigate in the streets, there's a sense of how to protect yourself and know how to talk to people, and I don't want to say always have your guard up, but there's a sense of staying ready. They don't have that here.
And are you concerned for their safety? Are you concerned for their safety?
I'm concerned for their inability to think that everybody, the thing that they have, that everybody means them well. Like, it's a whole nother world. You know what I mean? When they get there, they have to know how to maneuver in different places. And I feel like they don't have that thing because everything has been easy and people are honest, and
people out here are honest.
There's
a lot of phony people out here too.
Yeah, but I just feel like they don't have that thing, and I don't know. I can't put my finger on it to just always know that people aren't always as honest, and people aren't and not just be so lax. I think it's more of the laxness with them.
But what do you think caused the laxness?
The way we coddle them, the way, get in the car, we're going to take you. It's okay. You got to go here. We're going to go there. They never had to fend for themselves. They don't know how, I was a latchkey kid. I knew from day one how to take care of myself. My mom wasn't home. They don't know that. They don't know how to, maybe now they're
But
18 and
don't you
20.
think? Okay, so this goes to the fact that because of the circumstance that you grew up under, right? A single mom having to manage and fend for yourself, and the fact that you were on the East Coast, right? Put you in a set of other circumstances that forced you to acquire some skills, some of them known, some of them unknown,
Uh-huh.
right? That because that's not they didn't grow up under the same circumstances. They were fortunate to have a two-parent home. So they are fortunate to have a mom and dad that drove them to everything. There is no real the bus, kind of. But for us, we wanted I remember you was like, I want them to be secure. They need to get dropped off. So we are those parents.
What do you mean? I say I want them to be secure.
You early on, you wanted to make sure that they got to where they were going safely. Now,
and
later, you were like, oh no, Ross should be on the bus.
Yeah, because after a while, you want them to be able to fly. You nurtured them until such a time where if mom and dad aren't available, don't act like it's the end of the world if you have to take a bus.
Oh, and it's not. But they're only going to do that. Listen, they're only going to do that because they're spoiled, not because they don't have the ability.
Okay.
Because they're spoiled.
We can beg to differ.
No, just
because I just
You don't think now?
Of course, now I'm talking about when they were 13 and 12. No, I don't. No, I wouldn't have been that confident that they
could get on the bus, take the bus to where they were going. I feel wholly confident that did they want to do it? No.
Of course not.
Could they? Absolutely. But again, it's just a different lifestyle because of circumstances that allowed them to have two parents that love them enough, that both have cars, that, both work.
Yeah, I guess it's
for
more
themselves
versus
and could afford to stop.
Suburban. You know what I mean? I'm from the city. You're from the city. And we are in the suburbs. Maybe it would have been different, or I would have had a different take had we been over in LA. A little bit more people, a little busier, and I totally could have changed my perspective, but that's not where we landed. So I'm only talking about where we landed in the valley. 2% African American people. We're raising African American boys. It's been tough. It's been different, and not knowing anybody, and had to create or look for a community of like-minded people and just, same color.
Did you find them?
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, but that's not enough. That's a play date once a week. They didn't go to the same school. They
didn't go to the same. What you mean the same school?
Everybody's spread out. They don't.
Oh, you mean their peer group?
They're the peer group in my mommy and me group that you're talking about. Everybody's spread out. If 2 or 3 went to the same school, that was just by luck. But it's not like the mommy and me group had a school and we all stayed together and everybody had people lived there.
Well, you don't have to go to the same school. You can carve out time on the weekends to hang out with your friends, so they still have a social circle that they can be connected to extract the value of running with like-minded people or people who will treat you a certain way.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, well, tell me what you're saying.
I'm trying. You're like, everything I say, you have something to say. So I'm telling you what I got out of this, and what I'm saying is that. Yes, I was able. You make it seem like, okay, well, didn't you find friends? And didn't they have friends that they could hang out with? Yes, they did. But that's not, in my mind, that's not how I would have brought up my kids. I would have liked to have raised them on the East Coast to be a little bit more culturally diverse. So, yes, we have friends. And because of me and my Mocha Mom and my Jack and Jill, I'm the one that made the effort to make sure that they were with other little brown kids.
And what was I doing?
Not you.
Okay, what was I doing?
You were there on occasion, but You started B dads. Y'all did that for about a year, and
No, I'm just asking you. I'm not B dads. I'm saying, what was I doing? You saying
yeah, you
because of
supported
me,
us.
like
No, because you're saying you make it seem like, well, didn't they see their friends on the weekend and they still had things? Yeah, but that was all from my doing. That's my friends, my planning, my mommy and me group. It's not like you had a men's group for a very long time that you guys did stuff with the kids. So I'm saying yes, because I'm not on the
But don't
East
you
Coast.
think you were more available to do those things because I was busy working and doing what I needed to do as a provider?
Yes, but that's something that we both decided. So I'm not saying you
Yeah, but the way you say it
uh-huh.
happened because of me makes it sound like, well, I wasn't doing
What I'm
anything
saying,
else.
not that you didn't afford me the ability to stay home. What I'm saying is that coming from the East Coast, I sought to find like minded people and I was able to do that. So, because of my research and my work, yes, I found friends that became like family so I could keep my kids together
But
with their
wasn't a
kids.
part of that the desire for you personally to have a circle of people like-minded and otherwise that you could connect to? And was it solely for the sake of the kids having a social
It
circle,
was it
or
was
was it
twofold.
twofold? Okay, all right,
It was twofold, of
okay.
course. I didn't have to seek out a mommy and me group. I could have looked for a social setting of salsa dancing moms or whatever. I went and looked for what I needed so I could get twofold. Now, yes, the group was for the children, but we quickly became a family of moms. So yes, but it's
It became a
everything.
sisterhood.
It has been a valiant effort out here. Everything comes. You have to seek it to find. I
Well,
didn't have to
because
work
you
so
don't
far.
you don't have the base of relationships that you grew up with on the East Coast, right? So you
Right.
weren't born there. It's not like the family. So yeah, you separate yourself. You move to like the complete other side of the
Right.
country. Yeah, a bunch of things are brand new. So you got to build things from scratch.
Right.
So
Not
there's
arguing that.
no right. I'm just saying it's like that's just the reality,
Yes.
Anybody would have to do that. But I think the real question is, do you have the capacity to pick up and go? Do you have the capacity to pick up and move your entire family? We have family and
Now.
friends. No, I'm saying generally speaking, not you. I'm just saying
Mm.
generally speaking, any family, right? You got military families that are displaced all the time. They have
Mm.
to be willing to pack on a moment's notice because somebody might get orders.
Yeah.
Somebody might say,
No,
"Oh,
that's
you're
not for
being
me.
deployed," and those military families, Therese and Benita, I know they moving all the damn time. It's like, oh, Therese got new orders. He got to go here, so we got
Right.
to pack up a whole house and move it. Kids got to find new schools in the middle of the school year. It's not
But I
convenient.
think when you get with someone in the military, that again, like the finances, you got to know that up front. You have to know if you're ready for that type of life. I would not have married someone that I would have to move constantly. So those families, you got to know that,
Wait, so you're
hey, if you're
saying
going to get with me,
if
we could
if
possibly move.
I was in the Marine Corps Reserve when you and I met. Now I could have, and I was activated to at one time to active status. If I chose, I could have gone active completely. And so you
While
saying
we were
after
dating or married?
dating? Well, why we were dating? So you saying after we started a relationship, had I chosen to go, oh, I want to go into the military full time again or whatever? You saying, nah, this
No,
wouldn't have worked for me.
I
I'm out.
probably would not have.
You said probably, so that means there's a chance you would have.
Slight chance.
I wouldn't have been worth
No, I
moving
don't
around.
want to. That's not the life I want. I
Okay,
barely
well
wanted to
that's
come out here. So you think I'm a
you
pop
here,
all over
you
the place?
here,
One
and you're
move.
still here.
One move. Right. One move. I'm good for one move.
All right,
Now the next move is going to be where I want to go. Just so you know.
and where's that?
I have not decided.
And see, you don't even know where you want to go.
No, I want to go to the East Coast. Is what can I afford? So it will definitely be on the East Coast. Will it be New Jersey? Will it be New York? Will it be the Bronx? Will it be Queens? Will it be Connecticut? There's so many
That's funny that
options.
you mentioned Connecticut because that's where our Ask April and Royale is from. So can we get into Ask April Royale? It is Tammy from Connecticut who is 6 months pregnant. with the second child to her and her husband, Rodney. And Tammy basically says that I am horny just like I would be if I were not pregnant. And my husband Rodney does not find any pleasure in us having sex while I'm pregnant. Please help.
Oh, poor baby.
She wants to get
Come
busy.
on, Rodney.
Rodney said he's not trying to hit that thing with the big belly.
Rodney, it's still your wife. What is going on?
I get it though. Sometimes, when a woman is pregnant and the stomach
go to the side. Yeah, that's what we did.
But I wasn't excited about it.
I sure couldn't tell.
Nah, I don't remember. I remember being very. No, I may not have missed a beat, but I was definitely aware that it was not something I was excited about.
Oh, wow.
Just like, and I recall specifically that there were times where you was more interested in having sex than I was. I really was like, you could just give me some boobity bop bop, some mouth or some hand, and let's get it over with. Because again, I think there's a lot of men fear having sex because you don't want to disturb the pregnancy. But they say, studies say that it's very healthy for women to continue. I think the biggest thing is women want to know that they're still desired when they're going through pregnancy. They want to know that they're still desired. They want to know that they're pretty. And a function of that is that, if you desire me, then we should be intimate.
Well, I think the way you desire and think I'm pretty or whatever should be whether I'm pregnant or not. So I don't agree with that. If you're horny, you're horny, just like she said, if she's pregnant or not pregnant. So I didn't know that you didn't desire me when I was pregnant, so that's news to me, and I don't feel like...
Nope, hold on. It wasn't about not desiring. Okay. It was about not wanting to disturb the pregnancy.
Okay, that I can see, but you also brought up, for me, it wasn't a matter, am I still pretty or am I attractive? I'm just me, and I just happened to be pregnant. So I just wanted life to go on and the sex drive to be as it was until the baby got too big, and yes, now the pressure, and we adjusted to that. But while I was pregnant, I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel like, oh God.
But were you horny? Were you desiring to have sex while you were pregnant?
Yeah, I was normal. So yes.
So I don't think, again, I just think it's a perspective of how men see their pregnant wives versus the wife, you guys as wives, and how you're feeling emotionally, sexually, and otherwise.
Yeah, I felt like I don't have anything to note that, while I was pregnant, I felt differently. No, I just felt like if I was in the mood, I was in the mood. I just happened to have a bump, but it wasn't like...
It's a big bump.
Oh, I'm going to make sure I get some, so da-da-da. No, it was just like if we did it, we did it. If we didn't, we didn't. And the baby was, you're just pregnant. It's like, do people go out to the club when they're pregnant? If you want to go out, you go out. You know what I mean? Like, the baby shouldn't stop you. Exercising, yoga, swimming, Now, how big you are will dictate what you can do.
Yeah, dictate what position you're going to be in.
You're still alive. I see people pregnant doing stuff all the time. Like, you're just pregnant. You're not handicapped.
You're just pregnant. You're not handicapped.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully that helps you guys. This is a good episode. This is a lot of good information. I didn't know you didn't want to be out here, but I'm gonna pack up your stuff and I'm gonna send you back next week. You going back to the East Coast?
Absolutely will
and
work
I'm working
for me.
out be single out here by my damn self.
And I'll be single on the East Coast. So
okay. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go because I gotta choke somebody, and I don't need y'all to see that on camera. Tell a friend about April Royale. It's the After I Do podcast, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Bye.